Hi everyone, my name is Gregory Scott and I'm here to tell you about the supermoon that's happening this Sunday, August the 10th. These kind of moons are bigger than usual, which is why they're called supermoons, and they're called perigee full moons in astronomy. They're 14% closer to the planet and they're 30% brighter than ordinary moons. The first one of these, there's a series of three. The first one happened on July the 12th, that was the Champagne moon. This one's happening the 10th on Sunday, and then the third in the series is happening on the 9th of September. And the one that's happening this week is known as a perigee full moon, and that's going to be the biggest moon of the year. It's going to be bright orange in color, and it happens at 4 minutes past 8 British summertime in the UK here. So it's a big event. These things happen during the summer, and it's interesting because summer is a period of fullness, of harvest, of letting your light shine, and it's interesting that that happens during this full, active, light, summery period. Not only that, something else is going to be happening around this time. There's an annual meteor shower that occurs. It's called the Perseid Meteor Shower, and it peaks on the 11th, 12th, and 13th of the month. And basically, this is the debris that's coming, that's trailing behind one of the comets, and that comes around every year. And those particles are going to enter our atmosphere, and they're going to look like, they will be shooting stars. So you've got both things going on at the same time. The light coming off the moon is going to make the meteors a little bit more difficult to see, because there's going to be so much kind of lunar glare in the atmosphere that's going to reduce the visibility a little bit. But on the other side, this comet, it gives off the occasional fireball, so there's going to be huge things happening that you will see despite any glare. So the first thing about this is that it's going to look gorgeous. It's going to be a real theatrical event up in the sky. But from an astrology perspective, I'm always interested in what these kind of things feel like. And first of all, the full moon is always a period of fullness and completion and a real blossoming. This moon in particular is going to be in Aquarius, which is the sign of the teacher, the sign of the intellect, the person who inspires, who thinks clearly, who's humane, who's social, who's unconventional, all of those things. So I want you to think about this in terms of the moon is going to be big and bold and bright and orange. And I want you to think of this as kind of a really, feminine, kind of intuitive, psychic, deeply emotional energy. And I want you to imagine that kind of energy going into the atmosphere of like a spiritual leader or a head teacher or a school teacher, something that's much more cerebral and intellectual. And when you bring in that kind of intuitive, feminine feeling with that cold intellect, you get a really nice combination, and that combination really equals someone who senses everything, who's aware of everything, who picks up on emotions, and who won't let you get away with anything, because the thoughts will be there evaluating that information coming in. So this is a really powerful emotional time. If you think about Aquarius as well, it's the water bearer of the zodiac. And the water bearer really has to do with cleansing. So this moon is going to be all about letting go of control, not running your own life so much, but just kind of pouring those soothing waters of detoxification over things in your life and just letting things flow out of you. So negative energy, resentments, blockages, any kind of sense of I can't do this, I'm stuck, all of that is going to be washed away naturally, and it's a two-way process. That is going to be flushed out, and what comes in is this real sensitivity in terms of your emotions and in terms of your thoughts. When you combine that with the meteor shower, which in astrological terms also has a kind of quality of cleansing, of detoxification, but most importantly inspiration, you're going to be, around this time on Sunday, you're going to really notice that suddenly things are coming up in you that you haven't even been aware of. So if you've been working at something for a while, if you've been trying to make a business happen or to advance in your studies or your career, and things haven't shifted, suddenly you're going to find now that you'll be doing something and you'll notice that you've dreamt about doing this for ages, or it's been something in the back of your mind, but you haven't known how to do it. Suddenly that'll all come together and you'll just be inspired to go down a different road, or to try something new, or to do things differently, and it'll just happen for you. This is really being on your life purpose and being on your path and just being inspired to do things. So expect that to happen organically, for flashes of insight, for lightning strikes of information to come into your mind, to come into your body, and to really just light you up with new information, and for you to then intuitively do that without trying to or consciously making plans. It just happens organically. That's really what I see in terms of the combination of that meteor shower and that full moon. It's almost like you know, the light is blossoming, your inner light is kind of shining out into the world, and then you've got that soothing shower of inspiration raining down on you. What I also got intuitively was that this is a kind of time specifically to detox negative friendships, and I also got very much that it's going to be a time for new births. And really, in terms of children, I mean this. So if you've got friends or family who have a due date around this week or next week, I would really, there's going to be a strong pull for that due date to be around this full moon period, because it is such a blossoming and expansion of new life. So anyone who wants to come into this world, into this planet, as someone who's extremely intuitive and psychic, and also has the ability to then analyze that information and to communicate it and to take charge and to lead other people and to teach, then this is the perfect time for new life to come in, and also for the people already on this planet to really explore that energy. That's really what I got for this supermoon. It's really interesting. It is the biggest one of the year, so this is the most powerful moon influence of the year, and that really makes this year, 2014, the year of inspiration and picking up information that's there to serve you. Really, really interesting stuff. I hope you're inspired to discover new things about yourself and new things about your purpose in your life that you weren't even aware of, and that you're able to then expand those and push those out into the 3D physical world that we all inhabit. If you would like to get in touch with me, you can by visiting my website. It's gregoryscott.co.uk. You can send me an email. The address is readings@gregoryscott.co.uk, and you can also find me on Facebook. It's facebook.com/GregoryScott444.